So, when we're really tired and we're worn down and sick, even like right now, I'm sick. I'm not feeling very well, like congestion and stuff like that. But when we're not feeling very well, it's really easy for us to give in to our feelings of like just saying, I don't really care how I take care of my body right now because I don't feel good, or I'm tired, or I'm emotional, or I'm stressed out, right? Like, it's really easy to give in to wanting whatever it is we want because we don't feel good. And so I was thinking about this while I was trying to go to sleep this morning at 1 o'clock in the morning, because I was up doing stuff really late, trying to prepare for next week. And I have a big week, and I just didn't have time yesterday during the day with my little guy to actually get my work done. So I got my work done late in the night. I don't make a habit of doing that because I do make a habit of sleeping well. But last night I didn't. And I was like the last one up, right? Everybody else is sleeping. And I did a lot of work. I did a lot of stuff. Yesterday was a very busy day. I was momming. I was taking my daughter, to and back and forth from work, and VBS for my little guy, and then he needed me, the whole day to do different things. I was cleaning the house, doing, cooking and creating and doing all the things, right? So I did a lot of stuff yesterday. I was very spent. But I started working at 9 o'clock last night. And I got through my work, was fine. And probably about 10:30, 11 o'clock, I started to feel like a little rumbling in my stomach, which normally I'm asleep by then, or at least going to sleep by then. But I started to feel like this hunger, so to speak, inside. And I was really, feeling kind of stressed out. That's a good word for it. I have a lot to do and I need to get this all done so that I actually can sleep a little bit tonight. And I was feeling just worn down, like what I said earlier. I was feeling weak in my decisions. And I used to battle with emotional eating like crazy. And I used to battle with rewarding myself for a job well done, right? Doing my daily tasks as a mom, and everything else. I wear 20 hats, right? I used to reward myself, you're good, baby, for doing all the things, by the end of the day, by sitting in front of the TV, eating chips, popcorn, ice cream, whatever it was. That was kind of like my reward, was to eat. Well, I haven't done that in a very, very, very long time. I couldn't even tell you when the last time is that I've done that. And I don't even sit down and watch TV very often anymore. But last night, I was feeling that rumbling in my stomach. I was like, oh, I feel kind of hungry. I had my water, so I had sipped on that, and I had been drinking that all day. I did well eating yesterday like I normally do. I ate 2 meals. I normally do. I do intermittent fasting. And I ate my lunch. I ate my dinner. I had really good healthy fats. I wasn't hungry, actually. But I started to, as soon as that rumbling started coming on in my stomach, I started feeling like, I started doing this little debate in my mind where I was fighting with myself suddenly to just quit my work, go downstairs, get a bag of popcorn or whatever else was in the cupboard, or nuts or something, and sit in front of the TV and watch a movie, because everybody else is asleep and you could really use some quiet unwind time. When do you ever take time for you anymore, right? I had that thought and I just had to push it away. And I did. I pushed it away. And then I kept working. About an hour later or so, it kind of came creeping back in my brain, where I was like, I could quit right now, really. I think I've gotten enough done. I could quit right now. And I could just go unwind in front of the TV. Nobody will know. Everybody's sleeping. And I kind of feel like I deserve it. But I just knew, I heard that thought, but I knew that was not going to serve me well. And the point of me telling you that, I had it a couple more times until 1 o'clock in the morning. But by the time I actually did get done working, I didn't give in to that. And I tell you all that just to say, I was kind of shocked at myself. I was shocked at my thoughts, and I thought, man, I did not even realize that that's even something that I could still revert back to if I were to allow myself to. And how incredibly easy it is for the enemy to come into our life when we're weak, wounded, or just feeling like the world's beating us down, right? The Bible says that he roams around like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. And if you think about a roaring lion or a lion in the wild, they roam around seeking out the weak or the ones that are excluded from the herd to attack, right? Like the babies, the little ones, or the injured. And so that's how I think about the enemy. And he comes in to steal, kill, and destroy. Those are the three things that he's coming to do. You know, that's what he's on mission to do in your life and in my life too. And so I just recognized that, and I didn't give into it, even though at first I thought it was my own thoughts, but believe it or not, it wasn't. Like, it was not my own thoughts. Those were suggested thoughts from the enemy that I should just go, you deserve this. Like, yeah, it's good. You should totally. Just like he tempted Jesus in the desert, and he said, hey, you know, if you're so hungry, like you're the Son of God, right? You're the Son of Man. You could just turn this bread or this stone into bread, and eat these rocks into bread and eat them. Aren't you hungry? I know you're so hungry. And of course he was, 40 days of starving, you know, out there in the desert. And so, yeah, he was hungry, but he also knew that temptation of seemingly not a big deal thing, right? Like, yeah, sure, I could eat that. That's not a big deal. Could have thwarted his assignment and his purpose for coming, you know, here on earth, if he had given into his flesh, right? If he had given into that desire to actually eat real food substance. And he's like, hey, man doesn't live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the Father's mouth. And so it was just a reminder to me as I was drifting off to sleep last night at a little after 1, because I had to take a shower and all the things, right? That I was just thinking about how incredibly sneaky the enemy is to try and come in and cause us to make choices that are detrimental to our health, to be honest, because I didn't need the food, whatever it was. First of all, I didn't need it, and I would have chosen food that wasn't going to be salad or vegetables or fruits or anything healthy for me. I would have chosen some kind of processed bag of something, right? And I didn't need that for my body, and I didn't need it not just for my weight or my, you know, any of that, but just I didn't need it for my sleep either, because I would have slept horrible. Because when you eat right before you go to bed, or even like within 2 or 3 2 or 3 hours before you go to bed, your body's like trying to digest it and can't sleep well. It's not able to like shut down and really rest. And I had eaten dinner at like 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, something like that anyways. And so I had plenty of time to actually, you know, have digested my incredibly healthy, high fat, you know, dinner. But anyways, I just wanted to share that with you today, just to remind you that when you're feeling weak and worn down and tired and wounded and beside yourself and like, I don't really care, like, what's the matter? I deserve this. I've had a hard day. I want you to remember the truth. And the truth is that Jesus said, in this world you will have trouble, but be of good cheer because I've overcome the world. So when you start to feel like, I'm just going to go eat because I deserve it, he never said you deserve it. He never said you deserve to go eat something to make you feel better for doing hard work, because he's telling you up front, this world's going to give you stuff that's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. And so the reward is knowing that you actually did the work, and it's awesome. Like, you accomplished something. Congratulations. Now rest. That's the reward, right? Rest should be our reward, not food, not eating things that like emotionally, right? So that we feel better, where we feel a heightened sense of happiness of some sort, because we're getting those hits of dopamine. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great weekend. We're headed to go swimming with my family, and I'm really excited about that. So I'm going to go do some fun stuff today, and I was just proud of myself for not emotionally eating and not giving in to the enemy. And I hope that you'll be more aware of the enemy's voice in your life as well when you are feeling weak and wounded and tired or sick. All right, you guys have a good weekend.